Good morning, namaste. Thought this morning I would speak about what is the difference between genuine spiritual experience and what's being sold as counterfeit spiritual experience by these fake gurus. Okay. A genuine spiritual experience and path, if you really want to enter the realm of the spiritual mystic, what it takes is 100% devotion, contemplation, meditation, the inward journey in which one is praying and continuing to offer themselves to God, not going to some phony baloney group effort, okay, that you pay for. You cannot pay for spirituality, okay? You cannot pay for genuine spiritual experience. Every great mystic that has ever been has come from what? The singular search. And that's what it takes. If you're in a big crowd and you're buying a course, you're out there to play. Yes, okay, you may be convinced of something. It's going to feed your ego. And the mind is going to grasp to that and try to manufacture that. And maybe you can convince yourself of that experience for a time, especially if you're in a place where you're going through a type of a hypnosis, which some of these fake gurus are very good at. Subliminal hypnosis. I can tell you how it's done. I'm not going to reveal that, though. But trust me, I understand about hypnosis. I knew about it when I was in high school. My father was very, very good at doing hypnosis. And all of these things I learned about very, very long ago. It's not the way that an ethical guru works. Okay? But it's very common with these fakes and frauds. Okay? So genuine spiritual experience takes being a contemplative and walking your path alone, singular, one, day by day, in meditation, in contemplation, in stillness, continuing to surrender, continuing to surrender, continuing to surrender and lay down. Okay? That's what it takes. Until one comes to that absolute moment where you've done all that you can do and the only thing left to do is lay yourself on the altar of truth and say, God, into your hands, and you let go. And say, either you pull me through or I die the death. Okay? But to come to that critical juncture, it takes many years of, again, absolute internal journey of meditation, contemplation, surrender, prayer. Okay, that's what it takes. So when you see, and you have done this path, and you've gone through Kundalini awakenings, which is the roto-rooter of consciousness. It brings up all the mystical things for you to encounter, go through, dispel, Okay? All these experiences come. The lights, the visions, all of these types of things. Okay, it's too numerous to go into what all takes place in a genuine Kundalini awakening and journey. Okay, but let's just say it's the mystic's path. Many, many mystics have been there. Many Catholic mystics have been there. And why? Because they spent the time in prayer, contemplation, self-sacrifice. Okay, you got Teresa of Lisieux, Padre Pio, all of these types of things, and you have all of these mystical experiences. Okay, they come along the way. They are not the end point. It's not something one is looking for. It is something one traverses along the way. It is not the goal. Okay, but many times these fake gurus will make this the goal. Some big mystical experience or something, okay? These come and go. These come and go. Somebody's here. So we'll take a moment to let them settle down. But in the end, you find you cannot buy. If you're buying courses and you're buying drama, that's what you're getting, courses and drama. Okay? Very entertaining. But if you're a genuine seeker, leave that nonsense behind. And when you see someone like is going on with Nityananda and the mob rule, if he were this great being that you think he is, this God that everybody should fear, why do you have to fight his battles? Really? And this is what you learn? These are not the actions of genuine seekers, genuine spiritual adepts, genuine anything. These are the actions of thugs. Mob rule, mob mentality, okay? This is not the mentality of a mystic. This is the mentality of a mob. Someone that's been sold a bill of goods. Because their truth is flimsy. It's not truth. Truth does not change. Truth is eternal. And once you really enter a genuine truth, it cannot be moved or changed by anything. If it's moving, changing, evolving, then it's not the ultimate truth. Okay, it's just simply not. Then it's in the world of divisionary, Dvaita. Okay, if you want to get to realization, you have to get to Advaita, not Dvaita. Okay. And again, the only way you get to Advaita is just like it happens in the tantric temples in Khajuraho. When you go up to the temple, first thing you see is daily life depicted on the outside walls of the temples, okay? See all the daily life happening. If you're going to do the spiritual journey, you have to make the progression up the stairs. You go in. When you turn around and look, you see the activities of the daily life, and that's what you're supposed to be leaving behind. Okay? You look outside and you see all of these things. It's time to leave those things behind. The further you go into the temple, the quieter it becomes. Okay? Until you get to the inner sanctum. And what do you find in the inner sanctum? If you're in Khajuraho, you'll find the linga and the yoni sitting there. The yoni where the linga sits depicts Shakti, and that which goes back out into the world causes the divisionary realm. It's that energy which causes, once it's divided, it causes this seen world, okay? All of those things in manifestation come out of that. But what's in that? The seed state. I see the linga. It looks like an oval. A seed state. No, it's not a fucking penis, okay? The penis causes procreation, okay? Again, it takes the seed of that spirit and sends it into the womb, and out comes creation, okay? Comes a living being with a corporeal form, but with that seed essence of spirit within it, okay? The linga represents that seed essence of spirit, the life, that life force, okay, before it's divided, the seed state. And when you're doing a spiritual journey, it's like going back through the womb, back into, until you get to that seed state, the primal force that is. Even though it appears to be subdivided, it's never divided. It's the singular essence of one. Singular. You can't learn this in a course. There is no course you can take that can give you this truth. Okay? All these courses are giving you are different play toys. Play toys to keep you distracted from doing the genuine journey. Okay. Once again, the genuine spiritual journey takes being dedicated, walking your journey 24/7, 365 days a year in internal contemplation, meditation. When the Kundalini awakes, then you really have to spend it in that contemplation, meditation, observing, not out doing mob rule bullshit, okay? When one gets to finally that inner sanctum, one goes on the altar of truth, lays down their life for that ultimate truth. Then you find out there is no death. Death is of ego in the ego story. But that eternal life, that eternal is, that singular Parabrahman, if you will, resides in all of creation. Again, it's like there's a light, and creation is the shade with all the holes in it. Look like you have many, 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 many manifestations, but they all get their energy and power from that one source. Okay. Those that come into corporeal bodies, limitations of corporeal bodies, take limited stories that they want to surround themselves with. And they make the story the primary focus. And they've lost sight of who and what is actually giving them this life force. Okay? And they take on these limitations, which they fight against endlessly, and try to create a bigger, better story. And they think they can create a bigger, better story to be a co-founder with God, a co-creator. They can be in the driver's seat And what do you need to be in the driver's seat for? That's ego spin. Okay? If you let go of trying to be a co-creator and control, okay, you'll find out that bliss of self is there. Okay? You can go into the temple at any moment. It resides within. Okay? In the heart of each. There's a point in the path where you go through that you will feel all of the energy of all the people around you. You can feel their emotions, you can you can absolutely experience their reality. Okay? Come to another path, part of the path, where you open up to everything becomes God. Everything you see is a manifestation of God, the God reality. Okay? Still, you go beyond that. You go beyond that. You still have to go beyond that until you get to that primal. And you explode, implode, make null and void the ego story. It was never who and what you are. It's clothing you've taken on. Okay? It's clothing you've taken on. It's a mask you wear. Eventually, you take off the mask. Okay? And you find within yourself that peace, that wisdom, that eternal knowledge, which does not come and go any longer. The stories will come and go, but that eternal doesn't go anywhere. Okay? Okay. So this is the point of the genuine path versus going to one of these phony, baloney, con men, quote-unquote gurus that are, guru means heavy with knowledge. They're not heavy with any knowledge. They're just heavy with bullshit stories and drama to pull you off a genuine search. Okay? That's what they're there for, to make money, to take your money. Okay? No genuine guru will charge and make courses and make you pay for them. Doesn't happen. Yes, they appreciate donations. You should take care of your guru. You should make sure that they're, that they're taken care of. They have food on the table. There's a roof over their head, that you appreciate the knowledge that they're giving you. But you don't pay for courses. It's ridiculous. You're paying for another story, another drama, another layer, another mask. How many masks do you need to have? Don't you have enough masks already? And why I speak out with them after watching this last thing, what is it, Sadashivoham, the new thing, preparing you for Sadashivoham? It's absolutely disgusting, appalling to see this idiot up there telling you the dream state. Oh, there are 10 stories you're following. In the regular world, there's 100. To get to realization, there's 1,000. Oh, really? You need to create more and more masks? 1,000 masks? More and more masks? He's taking you the wrong way. As far away from the genuine truth as you can get. And this is why I will stand up for truth, because you will not gain peace. You will not gain wisdom. You will not gain understanding by following someone like this. He is taking you on the course of the father of lies. He is the father of lies. Okay? Because there's only one God, one truth. You need to, in order to experience what is this one, you need to get rid of the masks, not create unending more of them. Okay? And again, that happens by absolute, sincere wanting to know God more than anything else in the world. That's what it takes. Wanting to know truth, wanting to know God, more than you want to chase the fantasy and the stories and the drama and playing dress up and doing all of this nonsense. Okay. When you're done with the spiritual journey, you look back and then you can go out, you enjoy life. You go back, you spit back out into life, and you enjoy it for what it is. Okay? You enjoy it for what it is. It's a transient experience that takes place in the eternality of that singular, unchanging is. Okay. Then you go out and have fun and do whatever. Okay. At that point, you're no longer chasing anything. There's nothing to chase. Okay, game over. You know the truth. Okay, you live the truth. The mind stills. No more racing thoughts, no more, none of that. It goes, it's gone, it's finished. One has gone through Nibbana, being blown out. Okay, Nibbana, blown out. Okay, one blows the illusion away. It's blown open. Okay, imploded. Okay, what remains at that point? One never takes back the covering of ego at that point. Some may take back the covering of ego. Some may get a short glimpse and not really sacrifice and let go, and then they become what they think are little gods along the way, okay, to their own destruction in the end. But in all sincerity, if you are going to be a spiritual seeker, number one, primary importance is between you and God. As long as there's a you in place, an ego mask, it's between you and God. And you have to come there in all sincerity and want it more than you want the next breath of life. And that's what it takes to begin a path to realization, to hold to a path to realization. Be careful what you ask for. Okay, be careful what you ask for. Because you may get it. And it's not going to be what you think it is. Okay? My journey started very young. I asked to walk the path of Christ. I wanted to know God more than anything else in the world. Nothing else in the world was of interest to me. I simply wanted to know the truth. Is there a God? What is God? And I prayed with all sincerity, all truth, and was led and guided along my path. And was able to finally implode into realization. But It's not a journey for everyone. It's not fun and games. When Kundalini awakens, and it's not luxury Kundalini, it's difficult. In one moment you feel like you're going to spontaneously combust. Okay? Yes, lots of mystical experiences come and go. And you'll be faced with temptations. You'll be walking really a path of Christ with temptations, with, what seems to be endless evil that will come against you. You'll sit there and be absolutely, one point was absolutely so fearful when I had to learn how to deal with evil, how to deal with it, and had to learn the hard way that you give it no attention. Okay? This is how a teacher learns. You have to go through the very, very hard lessons, very, very hard lessons to learn these truths. Okay? It doesn't happen in 1 or 2 seconds. It takes years of intense experiences which you cannot even imagine. I'm not going to go into it and say how absolutely you go through the dark night of the soul. At one point in the journey, I could feel the weight of humanity, the sorrow. I couldn't breathe. I couldn't take a next breath. It was so painful. You have no idea what it is to face and walk through something like that. It's not fun and games. It's not horses. It's not wahoo, luxury Kundalini, woo! It's nothing like that. You feel the weight of humanity, the sorrow, the pain, and you can't breathe. It's unimaginable what you go through. And then, yes, you have the time where anything you can manifest. If you want it, you can manifest it. You can be pulled very easily off the path at this point. And you have to understand that all is given by God as needed. You don't need to manifest anything. You can come to the point of the third eye that will open, etc. And you can go realm after realm after realm after realm after realm in these. Okay? But again, all it is another fantasy. That's not the end point, and you could get stuck there for lifetimes. Okay? You have to go through the whole of the thing, the whole of the experience. From life, birth, life, death, you go through the whole of the, okay, until you come to that moment where on the altar of truth you lay yourself when you've done all that you can do, and you just absolutely surrender to God 100%. And you don't know at that point if you're going to die or if you will live. It's no joke. You actually go through the death before death. But you are then, at that point, you enter the resurrection. Okay, you come back into life as a whole different being. Okay? And that's the spiritual path. And this is why there's nothing to fear from these BS fake gurus. You don't fear them. You don't fear their little minions running around with their curses and their threats and their dramas and their nasty, foul, filthy mouths. There's nothing to fear in them whatsoever. You turn your life over to a genuine spiritual search. Okay. And leave them to their father of lies and their dramas and the endless masks they want to create and wear because they don't know who and what they are. And they're not looking for a genuine spiritual journey. Okay? So I'm going to close this here because I have Sachi here waiting to go for coffee, and it's my coffee time. Go from realization to Starbucks. What can I say? Life goes on. So I'm out to enjoy my cup and coffee at Starbucks, and I guarantee I will enjoy it immensely. So namaste. Have a great day, everyone. Bye.